It started with a museum scan that reignited headlines worldwide. Fresh data suggested a long-lost Nazi shipwreck could be the escape vessel tied to Hitler himself. Yet, as researchers dug into the wreck, what they found shattered decades of legend. Why would a story with no elite cabins, no passenger lists, and only standard U-boat debris keep returning? The real answer and the evidence behind the myth changes everything about what we think we know. In the final months of World War II, the German Navy launched a new breed of submarine that would spark decades of rumor. The Type 21 U-boat, introduced in 1944, was engineered for endurance and stealth. Powered by advanced batteries and equipped with a snorkel system, it could travel vast distances, on paper up to 15,500 nautical miles on the surface at 10 knots. Submerged, though, its range dropped sharply to about 350 nautical miles before the batteries ran dry, forcing crews to surface or snorkel for air and recharge. These technical leaps, combined with the chaos of 1945, gave rise to stories that Nazi leaders could vanish across oceans. As the Red Army pressed in from the east, the German Navy began Operation Hannibal, the largest seaborne evacuation in history. Over 800 ships carried more than 2 million soldiers and civilians from the Baltic coast to safer territory. Amid the confusion, records were lost or destroyed, and some U-boats disappeared without a trace. The combination of missing paperwork, long-range submarine designs, and frantic evacuations created fertile ground for legends. In the years that followed, these gaps would be filled not by evidence, but by speculation and myth. Breaking. On April 12, 2023, a routine museum bulletin delivered an unexpected jolt to the world of historical research. Fresh sonar scans and technical reports released by a marine archaeology team landed online and spread with astonishing speed. Within a single day, major news outlets across 4 continents picked up the story, and social media recorded hundreds of thousands of shares and comments. The hashtag #HitlerEscape trended from Berlin to Buenos Aires. The scans, sharp and detailed, appeared to show a long-lost Nazi vessel, resting undisturbed on the seabed, fuel for old rumors that refused to die. Headlines speculated about secret compartments, hidden passengers, and one name in particular, Hitler. Museums and research institutes scrambled to respond as inboxes filled with interview requests and demands for access to the raw data. The marine research team behind the release, based in Denmark, found themselves at the center of a media storm. The team's technical bulletin, intended for a handful of specialists, had triggered a global investigation. The urgency was clear. Separating fact from fiction would require a closer look at the evidence inside the wreck itself. Remotely operated vehicle footage and sonar scans delivered the first hard look inside the wreck. The hull lies at a steep angle, with the stern jutting upward nearly 20 meters from the sea floor. Along the central corridor, researchers counted 58 bunks arranged in cramped rows, each one just wide enough for a single crewman. The layout matches original Type 21 blueprints, with no sign of expanded or hidden quarters. In the forward compartments, metal crates stamped with 7.5 centimeter ammunition markings were stacked in standard racks, their contents still sealed after nearly 80 years. The control room's dials and levers remained fixed in place, corroded but untouched by any sign of luxury or improvisation. Damage to the stern is unmistakable. A gaping rupture is consistent with a depth charge or an aerial torpedo, not a controlled scuttling or sabotage. No traces of extra fuel tanks, reinforced storage, or medical bays appear in the footage. Every detail points to a wartime vessel built for combat, not for clandestine escape or long-term survival at sea. Archive searches began with high hopes and ended with silence. When historians requested the original passenger manifest for the wreck, the Bundesarchiv responded on January 15, 2024, with a single-page letter. No records exist, no names, nothing to suggest anyone but the regular crew ever boarded. Every attempt to trace a chain of custody for secret passengers or hidden cargo ran into the same wall: empty columns, missing files, and routine operational logs. The raw data from the ROV dives, secured with a HA-256 checksum and logged by the museum's technical team, matched the metadata from the original 2018 scan. No evidence of tampering, no sign of late additions or concealed compartments. Even Cold War intelligence files, declassified in 1955, failed to name the hull number or link the wreck to any high-value target. The absence of expanded quarters, long-term supplies, or elite artifacts is not a minor detail. It is the fatal flaw in the escape narrative. Without a single trace of modification or a single name on a manifest, the myth collapses under the weight of what is missing. Today, myths outpace evidence. As conspiracy thrives online, the real lesson is clear. Truth relies on facts, not fantasy. History's mysteries deserve proof, not just belief. What's your take?